Who would have thought that this effeminate boy is actually a passionate magic enthusiast? Not only successfully integrating Qi and magic completely, its power is strong enough to slay high-level magical creatures with a single blow. Even the best bestowal magic with only a 10% success rate for top-level bestowers can be easily accomplished in his hands. The celestial girl didn't say a word. Ryuhei Mitani, wise. The celestial girl didn't say a word. Art management. Ryuhei Mitani, wise, came up and kicked the male lead art management Naoki Ashizuka. Ryuhei Mitani, wise, hopes he can escape the underground dungeon. Art management Naoki Ashizuka hopes he can escape the underground dungeon. Shadow Akita Lab fought to buy time for the male lead to escape outside Issei Murakami. Shadow Akita X Lab stayed behind to face the witch alone. The girl didn't expect, in such a low-level dungeon, to encounter a monster that even A-rank adventurers would find difficult to handle. The male lead couldn't understand why she sent herself flying, thinking about consulting with the magic pet merchant about whether to go back. However, there was no response. No signal? Lord Lloyd, please come back quickly. Help! On the other side, Tao is also reaching her limit. The witch's strength completely overwhelms her. She also feels that she has no chance of winning. She might even be killed here, thinking that the male lead should have already escaped. Then she can slowly retreat and find another opportunity to escape. She didn't expect that this witch would actually speak. Qi technique, is it? Tao was also taken aback. The other party even recognized that she was using Qi techniques, even though she had encountered many users before. In his eyes, these techniques were ultimately just low-level versions of magic, continuously devouring the souls of one adventurer after another, gaining a lot of knowledge and skills in the process. This is what made the witch so powerful. He even mocked Tao, saying that she had no value even if he devoured her. Instead, he became more interested in the male lead. After all, someone who could easily evade his ambush was definitely not an ordinary person. Useless. Barrier? I don't care. I am at the 5th stage, continuously practicing Qi day after day. Rain or snow, I have been practicing diligently like a fool without having a boyfriend. So, 4800:01:48, 36600:01:52, 299 therefore. Tao unleashed a full set of combos, only managing to break the opponent's barrier. She exhausted too much Qi, causing difficulty in breathing. She couldn't even move her body. In the witch's eyes, despite Tao using all her Qi techniques, it still couldn't compare to the magic released by just one finger of the witch. Death Fong. The male lead timely released a barrier to protect Tao. Seeing such a powerful magical creature, he couldn't wait to play with it. The witch began chanting a spell ahead of time. Then the male lead also started chanting. Before it could finish, the male lead had already released a wind magic spell, Swift Run, swiftly moving behind the witch. The witch didn't even realize when he had finished chanting. The male lead took a deep breath, trying to mix magic and Qi together, while releasing a barrier to withstand attacks. Even under high-intensity continuous attacks, there was no damage at all. Need to focus. Need to breathe deeper. Inhaling air into his lungs, accelerating through the Swift Run incantation. Inhaling more air? Air! The male lead wants to inhale more air through Swift Run. The witch thought he was trying to escape, confidently continued attacking the male lead. The air he has inhaled now is not enough for the male lead. He even feels that the barrier is hindering the flow of air. He decided to remove the barrier himself. The confident witch thought it was his own attack that shattered the barrier. I have seen through your strength. Magician. It's not because the attack was effective. He removed it himself in order to inhale more air, in order to gather more powerful qi. The male lead continuously intertwines qi and magic together, perhaps understanding the essence of Tai Chi. Finally, a form began to take shape. But just like this, he can't even touch the enemy. The male lead compresses the mixed qi further. It must be thinner to be thrown farther. Come on, let me try a little more. Let me enjoy the fun a bit more. What's going on? The speed of his moves is too fast. He didn't chant any spells. Is it qi technique? The male lead is also completely crazy, enjoying the results of the experiment and the fun it brings to the fullest. Even thinner. Even sharper. Impossible. After defeating the witch, the male lead couldn't wait to see what was in the treasure chest. Unexpectedly, it was an old, worn-out dagger, but it could be seen that it had some kind of magic attached to it. As the treasure was taken away, the dungeon gradually began to collapse. The treasure chest seemed to escape as if it had a will of its own. The male lead suddenly realized. In fact, this treasure chest is the core of the dungeon, usually residing underground. After absorbing magic items dropped by others, it gradually grew into the dungeon, and then used this to attract new adventurers to obtain more equipment. To further grow, seeing that it was about to be conquered, it would hand over the absorbed equipment as treasures, and then escape again. The curious male lead successfully took the treasure chest away, and the dungeon quickly disappeared. So Lobiet is a magician, and his skills are also superb. Why did you ultimately not use magic but qi techniques? X. Could it be to stand up for me, who was looked down upon? Because it felt quite interesting? It seems that's the case. After returning home, the male lead begins to study the obtained dagger. First, he soaks it in hot water, then gently scrapes off the outer layer of patina. This allows him to remove the magic marrow liquid applied on the surface. This liquid is a medium used for magic. It can be used to write spells on weapons to enhance them. So as long as you have this, you can study how to imbue magic, right? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. There isn't much magic marrow liquid obtained from the dagger. Not only is magic marrow liquid expensive, imbuing magic is extremely difficult. If it fails, both the liquid and the weapon will be wasted. Therefore, the male lead has a bold idea: to analyze the magic marrow liquid, and then mass-produce it using his own abilities. Water magic purity increase. This type of magic was originally only used for purifying muddy water, but if the purity continues to increase, it can even be decomposed into the original main ingredients. Oil, silver, crimson demon powder. After purification, oil, silver, and crimson demon powder were obtained. Crimson demon powder is a powder made by grinding the core of a demon. The male lead happened to have brought back the core of the dungeon that can be used. Now, all that's left is oil, silver, and a large number of weapons. The male lead found his father and exchanged his pocket money for silver coins. Danger, do not enter. The silver is in hand. He obtained a bottle of oil from the maid. Death awaits all who enter. Silver plus oil plus red demon powder. Obtained demon essence. Finally borrowed many weapons from brother's guards for experimentation. Automatic mode, darn it, if that's how it is. Let's just unleash a barrage of enchantments. Weapons in hand, let's forge the ultimate weapon. You're full of energy, Grimo. Leave it to me. Injected with double strength enhancement. No, wait, triple? What? And we also added elasticity in the gaps. The spell's getting too complex. First attempt. The iron sword couldn't withstand the techniques imbued by the protagonist. Go for it, Lloyd-sama. You can do it! After 3 days and nights of relentless effort, we finally completed all the experiments. Out of 120 weapons, 50 successfully received magic imbuing, even for a top-notch enchanter. With a success rate of only 10%, it's imaginable that the protagonist's skills are already top-notch. If true, that would be amazing. Fool, obviously it's human-made. He must have stopped after 70. Out of fear, I suppose. Let's just go with whatever feels like an improvement in sharpness.